Viewer again, and now it's time to review another movie. This week's movie is Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. This movie came out in 1989, and for the time, the special effects were awesome. So there's just three positive things I can say about the movie. That is to say that there's not more positive things I can say about it. The special effects are awesome, the acting's good, and the storyline is solid. So enough of that jabberwocky, time to review the actual movie itself. So the film starts off with a group of adventurers or workers at Jurassic Park loading a dinosaur into a cage. It's a velociraptor because I know this because I loved dinosaurs when I was a kid. I loved them so much that I went to see this movie in theaters and got the shit kicked. And I pissed myself. Anyway, so enough of that. Anyway, when I saw the movie, I was scared, but it was awesome. So as they load the dinosaur up, we see that they're having a hard time getting it in. One of the guys even goes so far as to try to knock it in. So apparently with him falling in, the dinosaur sees its moment to get an 8 in, literally. You know, you'd think that they were carrying something as deadly as a raptor that would have kept it under better control. But nope, it's just like, yeah. Hell, can you imagine if they let Oliver Green on that thing? Can you imagine if they let Oliver Green on that thing? Next! So as we cut from the guy getting eaten by the velociraptor, we cut to a guy floating on a raft. That's just about as boring as it gets. So they see him go into a building and learn about the mosquito in amber. Alright, enough of that. So we finally cut to a desert area place where Dr. Grant and his assistant are talking about the velociraptor. Later on in the timeline, a velociraptor would start to grow feathers and will later be related to as a chicken. Yeah, chicken. You think so far. Anyway, so if we cut from that, a 7-year-old, or I don't know, cuts out a line and says that's kind of funny. So Dr. Grant, then just being the a-hole that he is, decides to scare the shit out of the kid. Great. So as the kid pisses, I think the kid's so scared that he actually pisses himself. I can't tell this, but at that moment I can probably imagine this is going on in his pants. So as Dr. Grant terrifies the 7-year-old, we cut to him and his researcher walking up the hill. They're talking about the discovery of the park of Jurassic Park, and they say that it's a bunch of showboating cartoons. They say it's a showboating place to make for money. So they go back to their cabin and realize that their wine cooler has been infiltrated. By who, you ask? Dun, dun, dun. None other than a man who looks like Colonel Sanders holding a cane. So Colonel Sanders here tells everybody that he's the owner of Jurassic Park and he wants to give them a free tour. Why not anybody else? I don't know. So as we cut to them in their Jeep getting to Jurassic Park. Well, after they get off Jurassic Park, I think it's pretty simple that the movie falls a pretty basic storyline here. Alright, so I don't have a lot of time for the review next, so I'm just going to cut to the normal stuff. Dr. Grant and his assistant and everybody else, along with Jeff Goldblum, get on the plane. The plane then travels to a remote island where they get on a helicopter space. They walk out, go to Jurassic Park, and get in a Jeep. Where there, they meet the two grandkids of Colonel Sanders, the kid from The Cure and this other kid. So they walk around the park for a while until it gets nighttime. And this is where I like to call the part of the movie, shit gets fucked up. The worst case scenario happens. A T-Rex goes on a killing rampage. But before that, about a couple scenes back, a baby dinosaur hatches from an egg. Aww. But I don't care about that. Let's see some destruction. So as the T-Rex rampages around, we see that Jeff Goldblum and this other guy get out of the car. Jeff, for some reason, has to distract the dinosaur from getting the kids, and this other guy just has to go take a shit. Well, even though that guy abandoned the kids in the car, he gets what comes to him. Yeah. I don't know why I did that. It was just funny. So as the guy gets eaten for some reason, cool. So anyway, as Jeff Goldblum gets out a flare to try to distract the dinosaur, the two kids inside are still in the car. Apparently the kids are so dumb that they actually turn on a flashlight, startling it. So what does it do? It just knocks it over and seeps it into the mud. So the girl is able to get up, but like an asshole, she screams, making it even more terrified. While your brother is drowning in a pool of mud, the least you could do is try to help him. So the kid doesn't get out of the car, and we don't see that. But what happens is somehow the car gets up out of the water, and somehow it goes over the edge. They don't know if he's dead or alive, but that's just part of the mystery. So after the car goes over the edge, Dr. Grant and the kid have no choice but to go over the edge as well. Jeff Goldblum, however, gets knocked out and is found later in the scene in a car. That car is full of Dr. Grant's researcher that we met a few scenes back, along with some other guy, Dr. Arnold. So as they all travel, they hear footsteps, and we know at this moment it's the true factor. It's that scene where the cup does. So So after that cut problem gets solved, we finally cut to Jeff Goldblum and everybody running away. This scene is pretty awesome, but I'll have to admit, you can actually see the stunt doubles at one point. Since when did Jeff Goldblum, did Jeff Goldblum just able to grow a mustache that fast? I don't know. So as we cut from them to the treetops, where we see that the car is finally wedged in between a tree. I still don't know how the kid didn't fall out of the car, even though the doors were wide open. I don't know, maybe he was just hiding in the trees all along. So even though he doesn't fall out of the car, it's still a mystery how he didn't. So anyway, so if he doesn't fall out of the car, it's still able as a mystery, but it's not supposed to be realistic. That's the charm to it. So as Dr. Grant and the other two kids get out of the car just as the car rolls down the hill. It busts open, and yeah, that's about it. So Jeff Goldblum and his crew get away. This is the part where I like to say that they both split into separate parts. Dr. Grant and the other kids awaken early morning to see the brontosauruses, or long necks, getting up for their early meal. They eat some spit. The kids get excited because they see them. One gets too close, and the kids get freaked out, but it's fine because they're not meat eaters. Cut to Goldblum and his crew where they're deciding to infiltrate the major project, but not before we get some insides by this fat ass and the guy who looks like Samuel Jackson. By the way, tell me if this isn't the most annoying part of the movie. It actually shows a guy going, That's gotta be annoying, right? Anyway, so the fat guy here says he's gonna try to get the power back on. He goes out and he gets murdered by a dinosaur that spits tar at him. At first I thought this was just supposed to be gum, but no, it turns out it's tar. So as the fat guy gets murdered by a dinosaur, we cut to the group with the one guys who are supposedly running from dinosaurs. But I'm not sure. Let's just take it from the opportunity of that guy. You know, I don't really know it, but that's really stupid. Thanks, buddy. So as we finally cut to those guys, they run away from some dinosaurs. The T-Rex chases after them, gets one of the dinosaurs, and Dr. Grant makes a stupid joke about getting shocked on an electrical fence. But this is a sick joke because the electrical fence isn't turned on. But this is the part where I like to call dark humor. Dr. Grant, even though the electrical fence is turned on, he still acts like it is. He pretends to get shocked, but the joke's over, so him and the girl get across fine. But just as the little boy's getting across, Dr. Grant's assistant, later near on the park, actually turns on the electrical fence and it shocks him. Ouch, that's pretty dark. So as we see Jeff Goldblum and his crew, they finally are getting out. His assistant, Captain Arnold or something like that, get out so they can go find the power source. They do get the power source, but Captain Arnold gets killed by some raptors. Now at this point, Jeff Goldblum meets up with the other team. They walk around, and Dr. Grant's assistant finally meets up with them, and they finally all get together. But this is the moment where the raptors and the T-Rex come together. The raptors chase them into the kids are eating at the cafe at one point, and they eat, and the raptors come behind them. The raptors chase them around for a while until they're able to get into the venting system. Dr. Grant and Jeff Goldblum and this other chick get into the vents along with them. The raptors do a pretty 3D good shot, and then they kick them down. They finally are able to crawl into the vents, and they end up getting into the main room. Just as the raptors get in, they think it's all over, but who should pop in? Godzilla! Wait a minute, T-Rex! So the T-Rex fights off all of the dinosaurs. We see that he does a final shot for the dinosaur, and he roars. So after the roaring occurs, Dr. Grant and everybody else get into the final room, but who should be waiting for them but raptors? More raptors come into the room, and they close the door behind them. Just as the girl's about to try to turn off something. I don't know, I forget what it is. So that was a review of Jurassic Park. It was a good movie, but I give it a B+. Some of the acting's corny at times, but I think it's pretty good. And that ends my review of Kid Icarus Review. See me back next week where I'll review another movie. Bye.